I saw someone else bring up this topic recently and I thought, you know what, that's a really good topic to talk about, so let's cover it in a video. People get confused about what an APR is. You have an interest rate and you have an APR. A lot of people compare APRs and interest rates, but what does it really mean? It can get kind of confusing, so I'm going to explain it the way it was explained to me almost 20 years ago by a real estate attorney in Vermont. Shout out to Law Office of Daniel Grossman. We did a lot of deals together and I learned a lot from your office, including this. APR stands for annual percentage rate, and it's a metric to show the true cost of borrowing money. Think about it this way. If you borrowed $1,000 and it cost you $100 in fees to borrow that $1,000, did you really borrow $1,000? Not really, because it cost you $100 to get that $1,000. So at the end of the day, it's really like you're borrowing $900. If your interest rate on that $1,000 loan is, say, 5%, 5% multiplied by the amount of the loan over the term of the loan will give you a monthly payment. Now here's the key. APR says, well, here's a monthly payment at $1,000, but you're really only borrowing $900 because it cost you $100 to get that loan. So APR says, what would that interest rate need to be at $900 to equal that same monthly payment? That is your APR. In this scenario, the interest rate on a $1,000 loan might be 5%. It might equal a payment of, say, $75 a month. But if you change that $1,000 loan amount to $900, again, factoring in the $100 that it cost you, in order to get that same $75 a month payment, the interest rate would really need to be closer to, say, 6.5%. So when shopping for loans, everyone looks at the interest rate. It's very easy to see, it's very prominent. The APR is designed to show you what other costs are involved in the loan because there's a lot more than just the interest rate in play. If you see a loan program advertised and the interest rate is really, really low, however, the APR is quite a bit higher, then that probably means there's a lot of fees built into that loan program, so it might actually make it more expensive. On the flip side, if you see an offer where the interest rate and the APR are very close together, that's a good indication that there's not a lot of extra fees built into that loan. Now, the best practice that I always recommend, get a copy of the loan document so you can actually see a breakdown of all the individual fees, costs, and charges involved with getting your loan. Some of them will be marked as APR fees because they are specific loan fees involved with getting your loan. Some of the fees have to be collected at closing, but they're not APR fees because it doesn't have any bearing on the loan itself. For example, think about this. If you get a loan to buy a house and we're collecting taxes at closing for that purchase, it doesn't matter if you're getting a loan to buy the house or if you're paying cash to buy the house, you're still going to pay those taxes. So that's not a specific APR fee because it's not a fee associated with getting the loan. So if you're going to be doing any kind of financing, look at the interest rate, look at the APR, and look at the breakdown of those fees. That'll give you a good idea of what's actually a cheap loan and what's an expensive loan. And remember, sometimes the loans with the lowest interest rates are actually the most expensive, and that's because of those APR fees. I hope this helps clear up a confusing topic. Use this info to go out and get the best deal you can. And as always, if you have questions, let me know.